Hello, y'all. How is it going? Looks like everyone can hear me. That's good. Oh, wait a minute. I might have the volume set to a unusual level. Oh, good. It was set to where it needed to be before. Good. I didn't manually confirmed before the stream. I slipped my mind, you see. How's it going? This here is gonna be the last Hat in Time stream on this channel. You know, the last of this playthrough. I discussed in the last couple of streams or so the scope of this playthrough and what I had decided on. Basically, that we're going to get specifically the non-relic related timepieces. That is to say, any time rifts, any main timepieces, and also everything in Seal the Deal. And that's basically all that's left at this point is Seal the Deal, and also one timepiece that requires a certain hat that allows you to freeze time. So tonight we're gonna sew a hat. We need two more yarns. We're gonna sew that hat. We're gonna get that timepiece, and then we're gonna head off to Seal the Deal. To seal the deal, and that'll be the final thing that we do in this this Hat in Time playthrough, full playthrough. I'm gonna call it a full. It's not 100%, but those relics, they seem like a bit hard to find. You know, not really feeling like hunting them all down, adding an extra episode or two. You know. Adding an extra stream or two just to hunt down all those motherfuckers, that doesn't sound fun. And also, you know, that would just be one more Monday where I don't want to frame it as a waste of a Monday, but let me tell you what the plan is for the next playthrough. I've given them some thoughts, and one thing that I do want to do in the future is start to get into the StarCraft campaigns, replay all three of those StarCraft campaigns. But I'm not going to do them back to back. I'm going to sort of space them out with some Nintendo type playthroughs, you know, between them. And decided not to just get into StarCraft 2, you know, Wings of Liberty, partially because of this is not a Nintendo game. A Hat in Time, even though it's very similar to one, it's not a Nintendo game. And also, I want to give myself a little bit of a break as far as it comes to playing games on the PC, so I can just relax and not have to worry about you know, OBS and the not have to worry about OBS and the game that's being played competing for resources, as it were. That is just a whole pain in the ass. So, that in mind, let me say what the game in question that I'm going to be playing sometime in the near future is going to be. It's not, I don't know if next week, because next week it's going to be July 4th week, and I'm going to have some time off. And the schedule might be a little bit erratic as a result. And the week after that, I'm going on a trip, so I'm not going to be there. I don't think I'm going to be here for Monday or Tuesday or Thursday. Maybe towards the end of the week I'll be back. Maybe we'll do a Thursday and a Friday, but probably not a Monday, I don't think. But anyway, here's the plan. It's Wind Waker. We're gonna do Wind Waker HD on the Wii U. I know I'm kind of jinxing myself now. If they end up putting Wind Waker on the Switch, I'm gonna be very miffed that I went ahead and did it on the Wii U in the, you know, months before. If that were to happen. But look, I love Wind Waker, and even if they re-release it, I will happily get that version and probably replay it on my own time, even after this playthrough, which is going to be a full playthrough, start to finish, you know, finish the game, all that. I'll tell you, most of the times that I played Wind Waker, I have stopped cold at the Triforce hunt and said, okay, I think I got my favorite parts done. The rest of this is just busy, busy work and then some boss fights. Do I really care enough to do it? But I'll say this playthrough will include those things that I'm a little cold on, and maybe we'll talk through whether that they're good parts. I love Wind Waker, but it is very, 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 very front-loaded in terms of the best stuff. Well, after the tutorial. Middle-loaded. It's very middle-loaded. Very, very, very. Anyway, that'll be coming up. That'll be a bit of fun. And I think after that, yeah, we'll be winning Celebrity. And after that, I don't know, Metroid Prime 3. And after that, yeah, sure, what was it called? The Heart of the Swarm? Heart of the Swarm? And then after that would be, I don't know, I'll think about it. That is months out, we don't need to plan that far ahead. We just have to know, like, Wind Waker is going to be the next. I don't know how fast we'll progress through that. There's only so many dungeons in that game. Like 5 of them, You could see it going like 5 streams long. Or like 6 streams long if we went in like a... If we want like a dungeon per stream or something. But, might not be all that simple. And also, hey, maybe we might want to do some side stuff. Maybe some plot stuff will take a bit of time. I don't know. We'll see. That's what's coming up. Okay. Take a drink of water. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and get... Making sure there's no, like, weird... anything else picking up on the mic. Good. Looks like we're good. To me, anyway. Let's go ahead and get into this. Yakuza Metro. We are 77% complete. You can see here we're about to, like, pass my original file back in the day. So, we must be doing something right. Maybe I didn't get all the blue ones even last time. Which, is interesting, I guess. Let's go. So, the first order of business is we're going to go over to the, we need to find 2 more pieces of yarn to get to the end game. And, or to get the last hat that we need. Wow. A little bit of latency there, but whatever. I'm not 100% sure. Wow, jeez. Little lag. PC gaming. It's maybe not, very reliant on how good your PC is, and mine is like, it's all right, but it's it's contemporaneous with this game. But boy howdy, am I also streaming at the same time, which adds complexity to it, I'm sure. We need to find some yarn, and here's my thought. Let's just go to the first world and look around. Maybe we'll be able to find some yarn there. Or we could go back to the moon. I'm not 100% sure, like, where the best place is to look for yarn. Or we haven't, like, cleared it out yet. Open to suggestions, obviously. But let's start with World 1, because you can't go wrong with World 1. It's a good world. It's kind of open-y. And, hopefully we can run around and find, like, we just need 2. So just so long as there's 2 pieces of yarn left in this world, we can go and do this. Also, by the way, I have A good deal. I don't have that many cards tonight, I'll say. I had not that busy of a weekend, but there was a lot of anime that I was finishing. That I was finishing up, and therefore also doing reviews of. I like to do a little bit of a short anime review every time I finish an anime, and that always adds a little bit of work to the end of like watching it. You know, if it takes a half hour to watch every episode of every episode every anime I'm following, it might take another 10-20 minutes or more if I'm just like in a rut, you know, just having trouble putting the words together to do to actually do the review, right? And I'll say there was like, I mean, I haven't looked at the exact numbers, but I believe there's like 9 cards related to anime reviews. So, you know, 9 animes reviewed over the weekend, plus 8 animes over the weekend, 1 before the stream today, and there's actually 2 others that ended today, so, you know, I just had to pick and choose my battles. I picked the one that, when I was thinking about it, I already had like a... Ooh, there's a yarn. I already had most of the review ready to go in my head. Look at there, there's one of the yarns we need. Perfect. So, let me just, pull a card and talk about the first anime that I reviewed. Too Cute Crisis, 4 out of 5. Basically, the premise of Too Cute Crisis is that, aliens come to Earth, and, turns out they haven't seen, animals as cute as what we have, you know, like cats and stuff. And they are just, like, so flabbergasted and, you know, they react so over-the-toply, you know, of just like, holy shit, you know, this cat is just like, what the fuck? And they look at other... Throughout the course of the show, this sort of, like, brings in other pet owners and other types of pets, as well as some wild animals on occasion, you know, they'll go to the zoo or something. And it's not, like, the most well put together show, but it's cute, and the conceit, the basic concept is fun. You know, to see characters just like look at a cat and go like, holy god, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. And it's like a little bit relatable, you know, to see such things. Like, here's an image. Look at that. This is her reacting to seeing a cat for the first time. It's looking at me. What do? She basically, the first episode has her going to a cat cafe, which is perhaps a little far above her head as far as, like, the first place to go to encounter cats, you know? Like, she didn't just see one, she saw, like, several. And, from there, her life was changed. I think it's, kind of weird, and, in the later parts, there are some weird, like, tangents, you know? Like, a lot of it deals with, like, being a pet owner. You know, she gets a cat. She meets other people who own other animals, like, you know, just name an animal that could be a pet, like a rabbit or like a dog. Rabbit, dog, bird, lizard. I don't know if there were any lizard owners, come to think of it. Gerbil, mouse, whatever the fuck. Hedgehog. There's a lot just going into like, oh hey, I'm a hedgehog owner. Let me tell you about what's cool about owning a hedgehog and how cute they are, even though they're covered in spines and shit. You know. Which is fun, but also... there's like a weird, huge digression into like, some characters who are like, not just... I don't need this. I already did that last time. There's some weird digressions into social media. Into like, pet YouTube, essentially. Which I just found to be a little weird. Like, okay, well, I know these aliens are coming to learn, like, what goes into owning a pet, but I'm pretty sure, like, 90% of pet owners aren't, like, looking to become YouTubers or, like, run a Twitter account for their pets. You know, that's actually quite unusual. And to me, I think it's a little weird. You know, I guess I say that as someone who does streaming and does YouTube, but, like, you know, does YouTube VODs of these streams. But I just found to be like such a weird perspective, like, oh yeah, having a cat, you know what the #1 thing is? Like, oh yeah, you gotta learn to take pictures of them and then post them online. And, you know, cultivate a following. It's like, I guess that's part of it. I don't know, I feel like that's not like... I feel like that's besides the point of having a cute animal, you know? I take some cute photos of my folks' dogs and cats when I'm over their place, but you know, I don't have an Instagram. I don't have a... My YouTube is not focused on, like, oh, here's a cute pet. I'm pretty sure my sister doesn't have, like, a YouTube or a social media account for her pets. Maybe Instagram, I don't know. I don't fucking know what she does. But, like, I'm pretty sure that that's, even among my generation, that's not, like, a universal thing. Maybe it is more universal, come to think of it, you know, among, like, Gen Z. You know, the next generation. That makes sense. They were sort of born into the social media age. Whereas, you know, we just sort of, it just sort of appeared for us. You know, it's sort of just... We came into it, you know, already having forums and stuff as the place where we made our bones, you know, came into our own, that sort of thing. Wonder if there is any yarn left here. Feel like we've walked all over, and I haven't seen any yarn. We got one, so that's good. Anyway, it comes out as a 4 out of 5. I don't think it's like the most solid show in the world, but end of the day, there's cute animals and cute reactions, and I do think the idea of the aliens just never having seen cute things before is very funny, especially whenever they show you, like, oh, here's what our animals look like, and it's just like a shapeless blob, you know, like a kindergartner's drawing of an animal, and they say, like, yeah, this is about as cute as space animals get, and you say, like, ah, that's funny. It's not, they're not really cute. No, you can't really call them cute. But they sure are something. Let's go back to the hub and let's look in another level. I have a feeling that we're not going to find another piece of yarn here in World 1. But there's plenty of other worlds with which we can explore. And last time we sort of had our focuses on World 3 and 4, which leaves the entirety of World 2 unscoured. So, you know, that. I could also go to Seal the Deal and look there, but honestly, I think it'd be more fun to focus on, to save Seal the Deal until such time as only Seal the Deal remains. You know. Here's what I'm thinking. Let's go with Deadbird Studio, the original one where we go through the stealth stuff. That was a fun one, and I bet there's something we missed in there. Other than that, it'd be simple, very simple to go back into the disco one. That'd be fine as well. Hey, how about the next one? TONIKAWA, Over the Moon for You, Season 2. 5 out of 5.
This movie studio is you.
We already saw this scene, so I'm just gonna skip ahead. And also, we already got all these things. So, Let me see here. Let's stop and think for 2 seconds. TONIKAWA. The concept of TONIKAWA is that in the first season, a boy meets a girl and says like, "Hey, can we?" and is just like instantly in love, and she is just some enigmatic, like cool girl type. She saves him from dying. She seems to be a little bit supernatural, but it's not important. It doesn't really play into the plot that much, other than like weird backstory stuff. But she says like, okay, we can date, but only if we just get married right away. And he's like, okay. And then she disappears for a couple of years. She comes back, and then they immediately jump right to being newlyweds, which makes for a cute and fun little relationship as they're like, you know, getting to terms with each other. And I'll say of season 2, the newlyweds are still newlywed was my log line in the review that I wrote over on AnnieList.com. You know, in the notes field. It's not like an actual review because they want the reviews to be long style, and mine are like letterbox style. But basically the newlyweds are still newlywed. There's still that feel of like the relationship, you know, it's still like exciting to them, you know, it's a little bit exciting at times when they push forward a little bit past where they were before, and they're like, ooh, new territory, you know, and they're just a little bit elated, a little bit shy, a little bit hesitant, but very cute and good and earnest, and also it's just a fun season with a lot of fun events, some new characters, they go on some trips. Solid ass season, 5 out of 5, no complaints.
Hi there. I'm an express owl.
Isn't this Jontron?
I ride the Owl Express that the conductor runs. I need to ride the train to get to work, but the conductor makes unexpected stops all the time. I have no idea why we're at a movie studio. I need to be at work in 15 minutes. Huh? You want that movie prop? Are you the... I don't really get this feud between the conductor and DJ Grooves.
Are they all?
Like, why does a train operator and a disco guy want to compete?
Well, they're making movies.
Shouldn't we cooperate? I don't know. I guess cooperating is kind of stupid.
Anyway. Are those the Jontron guys? I guess they're the Jontron guys. Maybe they're all Jontron. Maybe this thing is Jontron. What the fuck is this thing? Huh? I put sunglasses on. Oh, god damn, isn't that something? A little bit sunshine, I suppose. I wonder if that's like an, you know, since I beat the game part of the game, you know, went to the finale already. I wonder if it if it put that in there as a reward. And remember, we're just here looking for one yarn. We see a yarn, we get the yarn. Wait a minute. I think we might have it, unless this is a relic. Hey, look at that. That's exactly what we needed. That's right, we have enough yarn to stitch a hat. Well, boozy. There we go. What? That's a weird looking hat. That does not go with my sunglasses. No, not at all. That's no good. I don't like that. Can we just run through stuff if time is stopped? We kinda can. That's kinda cool. I mean, I know we don't have to do any of this, but... that's still kind of cool. Okay. I think we're good now. So let's save and return to hub and finish the last of the timepieces that is, you know, that is in Mafia Town. And I'll do another card while I'm at it because I still got plenty of animes to cover. Still, we've only covered like the first two that I finished. Third one, the Cafe Terrace, and it's goddesses. That is a harem show. This is still, by the way, we're still on the Friday shows, the ones that, you know, were waiting for me at the end of the Friday stream. There were Saturday and Sunday and Monday ones as well. But Cafe Terrace, it's a harem anime where basically a guy, he inherits a cafe that's sort of struggling in the red, and it turns out to have 5 live-in waitresses who are, you know, kind of a harem that unknowingly his grandma has set up for him and left him. And they're a bit standoffish at first because there's some sexual, like, you know, there's some fan service at the start, like in the opening scene especially, that is like super outrageous, and that really gets him on their bad sides, you know, all the ladies' bad sides. And I'll say that, you know, I am of the mind that a little fan service can be fun if it's not like gross or weird. And for the most part, one of the things that helps it in this case is that they're all like, for the most part, they're college age, you know, and they're all in the same age range as him, which is to say they're like college age or like nearly college age, or like, you know, older or younger than him by a year or 2 or 3. I'll say 2, I think. I don't know, like, the actual range, but it's relatively rare to see a harem anime about a college student, which, you know, sets things off on the right foot, I think, as far as, like, okay, you know what, that makes the lewdness a little bit easier to swallow, and also, it's kind of a bit of fun, and also it does, at least in the first, you know, from the start, like I said, the lewd stuff in the first episode sort of sets up the plot, and and it's sort of used to fuel the drama, which I think is good actually, and makes it like, oh, okay, shit, you're doing something with it. You're not just having it to have it. But also, I feel like there's a lot of other cases in the show where the fan service is almost just in the way of the drama, you know, like, oh, they're kind of up on the, they're kind of getting things together. They're sort of figuring out, coming to terms, and then, oh no, a lucky moment where like the girl, she got drunk and she took all her clothes off. Oh no, this one of the girls is like a very sexual drunk. It's sort of a gimmick that is not great, honestly. It's like maybe the worst gimmick the character has on the show, I'll say, for what it's worth, but there's some stuff and sometimes where it's like, this is kind of dumb, but it's alright. It has some drama. The drama is reasonably decent, and it's not the most unique thing in the world, but it's alright. And it's like reasonably, like, I don't know. Let me see what I wrote. Try to like find the right words for that. For it. It's like, it's trashy is what it is, and it's not that unique, but the characters are all right, and it's reasonably fun. You know, it's not that complicated. They work together. They work together. There's a little romance. They solve each other's issues. Fan service. Bit of fun. Apparently, it got confirmed for a season 2 already, which, you know, look, if I were having my way, that would not be the show that got confirmed, like, right away, but I'll take any season 2 I can get, you know, if it's a show I'm watching, and I think it's alright.
Child want to race fast. It is on! Mafia not sure Mafia survive.
Okay, this will be easy since we have the time stop now.
Ready. Go!
Still gonna be very close. We need to take a shortcut as well. Oh, okay, that was close. Wait, what? Oh, come on now. Okay. Well, we have what we need. Let's just get it done. There's no lives. We can just do this. Whatever. Finished Otaku Elf. Kind of a cute slice of life type thing about a enshrined elf. She is an immortal elf who has like been enshrined as a local deity of sorts, and she is just like the most adorable shut-in you ever seen. And she has a Miku who is like you know, a little bit strict with her, you know, a little bit you know, impatient, a little bit very like what's the word? Her Miku is very not harsh. I don't want to say the word harsh, but she is very like she is very uptight a little bit in like how she deals with her immortal charge. You know, she kind of wants to shirk her duties as much as possible, and
It is on.
the Miku wants her to not do that
Ready.
so much.
Go!
Fuck. I'm fucked. So I forgot to use my thing on cooldown. So, the Miku and the thing about the elf that's immediately clear is that the people in her town, you know, the parishioners and all, they love her. You know, they find it comforting that she never changes. And as a result, you know, the town is just filled with nice people, and whenever there's like side characters who come in, they're just nice. They're just nice and fun to talk to, and so chill about all the like
It is on.
all the like peculiar behavior that the elf gets up to. You know, they find it funny, and as a result, it's easy. Fucking cock. Can we just like go the other way? They find it funny. And as a result, it's easy to, you know, sort of relax and take it easy and just see the show as a little bit of a comic routine between the elf and her attendant, you know, her Miku, as they're called. You know, the shrine maiden that is responsible for her. You know, it's just a little bit of a community routine between the two, where she wants to play video games and, you know, play with or collect figurines and all that. You know, classic otaku stuff. And she wants her to do her duties, and it's kind of cute. It's very cute. It's the thing that's closest to a slice of life this season, and I quite enjoyed it. Like I said, the rest of the characters are cute, and occasionally you also get a little bit of like historical context. You know, where the main character will, where the elf, right, still talk about like, oh, you know, she's been around for like hundreds of years, right? She'll talk about how things were like 400 years ago in Japan, which is, you know, interesting. It's interesting to hear a character just like tell you about like, oh, this is how things used to be in Japan in the whatever the fucking cock. in whatever the fuck era it was back then. Is there a thing that lets me? You think is there a badge or something I can equip to make this last longer? Jesus Christ. I mean, I can equip a no bonk badge. That'll help a little bit. If you're wondering what they look like, they look a little like this. There's the elf on the right and the Miku on the left. She is just sort of a 16-year-old girl. I said Goyle, like the guy from Minions and from Despicable Me. She's just a 16-year-old girl, and she is just a cute little something, you know. She's strict, but she is very, very cute, and it's just fun to watch them go back and forth, and, you know... And as other characters get in, it gets even more fun and lighthearted. It's a good time, and I appreciate that it's just not. It's more than just the comic routine between the two of them. There's also some fun and cute stuff with just like the villagers at large, and also even just like the Miku on the left there. You know, like there's some bits where she is trying to be more mature than she is. You know, she likes to buy mature like bags and stuff for mature ladies, which, you know, whenever she gets it, she's just like so happy, and all of her friends tell her like, yeah, that really doesn't suit you, that Gucci bag. It really doesn't suit you. You don't have the sophisticated look to you. You know, cute would be better, and I think that's a fun little through line, fun little joke, you know. Great show. 5 out of 5 with a heart. That just means that it's if you're wondering, by the way, what I mean by a heart, whenever one of the cards has a heart on it, that just means it's 5 out of 5, but also it's a favorite. And when I do a tier list of all the anime, those ones are S tier, you know, cut above the rest. Really very fond of it.
Get ready. Go!
I sabotage him in other ways. You know what? Seems to be some sort of timing where the dive roll is faster. Alright, we did it. Hey, maybe I never did that before because I just got the Achievo. The Steam Achievo for that. It didn't capture on the thing because, you know, it's a separate layer and that's not what OBS is capturing. But apparently, I guess maybe I just never did that specific timepiece before. Ain't that something? Either that or resets. No, I don't think Steve Achievements reset like that. Alright, I think we're done with everything but sealing the deal. Like, let's just go ahead and take inventory. Yeah, we did all the blues here. We did all these ones. We did the blue that's in, like, the hub. It's over yonder, over this way. We did this one. Oh, that's not a blue, that's a green. Same difference. If I recall, it was very blue-like. Very similar to the blue levels. We did... Oh, wait a minute, we still have to do these two blues. We never did the blues for World 2. Okay, Chapter 2, okay. Otaku Elf was also the last Friday show, so we have 3 Saturday shows to talk about, 1 Sunday show, and 1 Monday show to touch on, so great. This means that we can maybe get through all the anime stuff. Well, I don't know if we could get through all the anime stuff. Okay, so this one's in the parade, this one's in train? That's the train. Let's do big. We'll do picture perfect. That's. And we won't have to deal with like a train of guys or anything hectic. It's the same place, so we should just be able to go get the thing, right? Okay. Good we took inventory because totally some ones I forgot about here. Next, finished A Galaxy Next Door. Basically this one, Galaxy Next Door, was a cute little romance anime about a mangaka, manga author, and a sort of an alien princess, sort of, is the setting. I'll say it's not like super important that she's an alien princess, and it doesn't really make it like super sci-fi, but she is sort of a alien princess, which doesn't really serve to like do any like existential questions about like, oh my god, are there aliens? You know, life outside of Earth, weird stuff going on Earth, specifically that's alien adjacent. That's not really the focus. The focus is more like, oh, that kind of makes it complicated because you're royalty. You know, your parents are going to be well upset if you don't do this the proper way, which is sort of the main thrust of why being an alien princess makes it complicated, actually, which I'll say is a bit weird, honestly, but it's fun and light, and you like the characters, you know. It sort of has like a, you know, when you're watching like the OP initially before you get the premise, right? You know, and saying just like, okay, there's a guy, a cute girl, you know, cute like girlfriend-looking girl, and a couple of precocious kids. And it kind of just looks like a young couple with kids, but the kids are the guy's young kid siblings. You know, parents are no longer in the picture, you see, so he has to take care of them, which I suppose is a way to make it so that, ah shit, there's these guys again. Okay. It is a good way of making it so they don't have to deal with, they don't have to make him a single father or something. They can just say like, yeah, he's taking care of his kid siblings, and boy howdy aren't they cute. They are plenty cute, and it's nice to see them. Everyone else in the little apartment complex thing is also plenty nice. It's just a nice mellow romance show. Low stakes, you know, and a relationship that you like to see unfold and get a little more serious a little bit of a time. Came in at a 5 out of 5 for that. Thought it was great. You know, a damn good time, and just very sweet and earnest and wholesome. Would recommend A Galaxy Next Door. Next up, My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. 5 out of 5 with a heart. Speaking of romance, My Love Story with Yamada-kun, fucking fantastic. It very much handles it has a lot of drama to it, right? A lot of complicated emotions, a lot of characters. A character who is very distraught at first, the main character is. She's just coming off a breakup before she meets Yamada-kun through a connection through the MMO that she plays, which is a fun premise, it turns out. And also, you know, I want to say, like, it's impressive for a opening episode. For as much drama and complicated emotions the show deals with, you know, it never stops being fun and light. You know, even at her most distraught, the main character, she just has the most wonderful cute, fun expressions. She's great, and if ever, you know, if ever within the show there's anyone who comes in the way of her love story with Yamada-kun, she invariably wins them over because she is just a phenomenal lady, you know. She is just so cool and likable and just a fun character to be around. Highly recommended. Here's an image of her like one of her faces that she makes as she realizes, like, yeah, I fell in love with a unfriendly high school gamer boy. She's in college, you know, is a few years older lady, but still very cute face to make at that realization. Again. Cute faces can't be beat on that front. Damn it. Oh, good. It starts us here. I would say Yamada-kun was fantastic, super fun, and I enjoyed seeing her, you know, grow closer to... You can't, like... I enjoyed seeing her grow closer to, you know, the boy Yamada-kun, who is, you know, actually a little bit nice. A little bit nice. Hey, Bingo, how's it going? You know, he's nicer than he seems. Yamada-kun from My Love Story of Yamada-kun. It's a good show. Loved it a lot, front to back. It nails the ending. Full marks. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And by the way, Bingo, I will say, for context, I have already beaten the final boss. Tonight, we're doing the final DLC, which actually unlocks, like... The final boss unlocks at, like, 25. It locks at, like, 25, timepieces. And, the final level unlocks at, like, 35. You've been making stages, been off Twitch. Gotcha. That's, you know, hey. Not always gonna be on Twitch all the time. I feel ya. I feel ya, Bingo. Sometimes you got shows to watch, you got things you've been doing. Not necessarily gonna be doing it. I did the final boss last time. I feel like the, I guess I'll take that one. I feel like the best boss, though, was the boss of World 3. I think that one was the best one. Final stage of Hat in Time requires you grab every timepiece. I guess that's true. It's like the big lump of timepiece pieces. Yeah, we did that last time. It's a time rift? Wait, is that part of... Is there another time rift in the, in like, the last level? Hang on. I'll say, for what we need to do here, we need to get all the timepieces that are regular timepieces and ones in blue time rifts. The ones that require relics and all that, I'm not gonna do them tonight, or... You know, they're not on the agenda, so... You know, we don't have to get those ones, but... Is there a rift here? No, okay, there isn't. It's the last green time rift in the hub area. How does that unlock? How do you unlock that? I didn't know about that. Does that only unlock if you get, like, every, like, 100% of timepieces? Because I'm not going to get any of the ones that involve relics, so if it requires 100%, 100%, I wouldn't get it. And I have more than was in the base game, so it's not like it unlocks at 40 or something. Grab every timepiece. Yeah, I guess then we wouldn't necessarily see it. I wonder if there's a code or something. Nah, that wouldn't be one. The stage is like the relic time rifts. Oh, it's like the relic ones. Well, we're not getting those in this playthrough. I already decided. So we won't have to concern ourselves with that. I do have to get this one, though. And I think this is the last of the ones that I have to get. Which, this looks like Train to me. Murder on the express, you know. So let's go see if we can find it. Have you beaten Time Wish yet? What's Time Wish? I've done everything that's a main piece. A main time piece. Time's End, you mean, maybe. Oh, Death Wish. I haven't done any Death Wish stuff. No idea what's up with Death Wish. Not my priority. Hey.
Why, hello, as from one owl to another, we can share details. Oh.
All I need to do here is get the...
Did you know, but if you had a pet, what do you think the name of your
All we
pet
need to do here is get the time, the time rift, so let's ignore these fellas.
Fellow Express, if you were a superhero, what would your name be? I'll just write your...
So I'm just gonna, like, button through a bunch of text and stuff. Where exactly? Wish you good luck. It's usually game code where you play a harder version of existing stage and up extra things. Right, I've heard that. I'll tell you again, that isn't on the agenda for tonight. My seal the deal, I'm just planning on doing the mainline ones. It's down there. Down here? This room? Ah! Here we go. Perfect. Wonderful. Hey, I got a few more animes to cover. So let's go and do... Is this gonna be like a Runaway Train style? Nah. Just a pretty normal sunshine looking one. But it also has this mechanic of hitting buttons like the previous one does. Finish Summoned to Another World for the second time. 2 out of 5 on this one. So, sort of an isekai where the main character starts in and it turns out he had been summoned to... It's an isekai, basically, which means that, the plot is that a guy gets summoned to another world, but it turns out that he had already been summoned there once before, and was the one that saved the world, like, 5 years back. And as a result, he, sort of jumps right into the swing of things, you know? Sort of like, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go save the world right now. We don't need to do any training or anything. I can just go do that. And, at first it seems like a good thing, right? It seems like, okay, we're cutting to the chase. Seems like, you know, whatever interesting politics exists in this world, he is no stranger to them, so he'll manage to not be blindsided by any of those things. And it seemed enjoyable as a result, but unfortunately, as the chase gets cut to, you realize, like, oh, you know, the chase that they've cut to is really garbage. It's kind of a garbage show, unfortunately. All they do is they go from place to place, and he meets, and the best possible thing that can happen is that he runs into a character, and he's like, hey, how's it going? Haven't seen you. You know, and otherwise, it's just like the most mediocre action, the most mediocre, like, storytelling as far as, like, new characters or characters that he doesn't know. Or like, oh, some evil person showed up and did an evil thing. And it's like, oh my fucking god, as you're seeing it. What I would describe Summoned to the Second World as, first off, it's something that, like, Okay, there we go. I would say that it really, like, breaks down as it goes, you know? It's sort of like, by the end, anything that's good about it has completely, like, unraveled, you know? And all the plot things that are happening are dumb as hell, and, you know, characters are doing stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? What is this shit? You know, it's very shitty, you know, in a way that's not great. You know, and very much like, by the end, you're just sitting there going like, man, fuck you, this sucks, what the hell? And, yep. I would describe it as a waste. You know, they had some good setup at the start, but it's pretty quickly just entirely wasted. Actually took inspiration for your Minecraft map, in terms of making secret entrances from this game, I see. Exists a mod where you can do a marathon of the blue time rifts. That's interesting. That's fun. I'll tell you, my plan right now is to finish this up and then, you know, move on to the next playthrough. You know, the next full playthrough, which is going to be Wind Waker. You know, sort of an all-time classic there. Specifically, it's going to be Wind Waker HD, specifically. So, that'll be the plan. Let's finish taking stock here. Like, I don't know if it's going to be next week, because next week will be a weird week. And the week after, I probably won't have a Monday stream, because I'll be traveling. Oh, and by the way, we don't have to get this one. This one is, like I said, the purple time rifts. We're not going to do them. We're not going to concern ourselves with them. We're going to focus on the ones that are other colors. Anyway. So World 2 is done. World 1 is done. Confirm World 3. And I believe last time we... Yep, okay, good. Confirmed. As far as the blue ones. Here. Confirmed. We got all these. And these two as well. And Neon doesn't have any blues. And I got all the mainline timepiece of Yakuza. I remember that pretty distinctly. Hearing that there's like some fun optional stuff is a little tempting, I will say. You know, for like 100%, but I kind of just want to focus and do this and just have that be it. I'm in the mood to move on, you know? All 6 secret stages kind of work similar to clear conditions. Collect it in your in what? In this? 6 secret stages in Oh, I think you mean in the you mean this thing. Where is it? Death Wish. You mean Death Wish? Oh, in your Minecraft map. Okay, gotcha. It looks like there's a lot here. But, I'm kind of happy just going through the normal campaign and, having that be it. Speaking of the normal campaign, hey. Here is the DLC. The Arctic Cruise. Which, that's a mafia town at the top. I guess we're sort of in the middle of the sea. Let's get into that. I still have 2 more anime to talk about as far as like ones over the weekend that I finished. But let's get into some plot stuff, and then as I'm platforming, I'll do some stuff. There's a lot in Death Wish. Yeah. Seems like. Kind of just like the main adventure, though. I don't need a hard mode. This world has an optional challenge that you can kick the fans to unlock a custom cosmetic. Do I still have the sunglasses? I don't. So here, I remember this part here when you're going in.
I hope there's something to do other than take a dip.
There's
The
a bunch
boss
of people
wanted
with
to be here,
their
but when he
luggage.
heard the conductor is here, he decided to focus on his next movie instead.
There's a lot of like, you know, characters from previous places that are hanging out, you know, doing stuff. You know, so we'll see them as we run in. I don't need to get this relic, but it's right there, and I can see it. You'll get some cool shades. I got some cool shades earlier. I saw like a vending machine and I pulled it, and then got some sunglasses. And I was like, what the fuck? So there'll be some more of that in the actual thing. This is our captain.
We hope you have a great time.
These seals are cute.
Welcome to the cruise, miss.
You look a little young to be sailing alone, pup. Whatever. Just don't get in any.
Okay.
The crew.
Hey there,
Fish people.
Dude. Dudette, I mean. I'm like ready for a nice cruise, aren't you? Hopefully there's nothing fishy about this ship, you know? I got ripped off.
That's a
on
fun
diving
design.
vacation last year. It was like not rad at all.
With a mouth on the top, eyes on the sides. That's fun. Fun design for a fish man.
First you kill me, then you torment me by booking passage on the only cruise liner here with facilities for people in jars. Such a rude little child. Were I not in a pleasant holiday mood, and still without a body, I would take my revenge right here and now.
So pretty much everyone's here. You gotta do some little platforming to get aboard, I think. Let's do that. Wait, what's down there? There's gotta be something good down here if there's... Wait. I feel like this is the right way. There's a 30-minute video that summarizes this game, including both DLC. Oh, you mean like you don't mean like a tutorial video that we're gonna get. You mean like a, the one of those things where they've edited the game and they've turned it into a YouTube video, just cut off all the gameplay, you mean. Hey, look at this. It's this fella. It's pretty funny. Are you saying it's sort of like there's a good like Persona 4 video that was made by like someone called Hi, I'm Daisy, that was sort of like walking through the plot of Persona 4 and sort of like lightly parodizing it along the way, you know, making little jokes and such. Now this game already makes jokes. You know, it's already a game with jokes, so I'm not sure. You can go ahead, and I'll say bingo. You can also just post it into chat, though. You know, I've made it so that I believe URLs are currently not blocked anymore. But I will say, if you do post a URL, please ask first. Is the thing, and hopefully have it be like germane to the conversation. You know? Not an invitation to just post, like, random bullshit or, you know, God forbid, ads. You know? If you see an ad, just don't click on it and I'll try to block it, you know? I'll try to ban it. Where are these things over here? Oh, there's just some, like, sunshine-ass squids. Sunshine, that's a game I would love to replay as well. You know, sometime for the channel, you know? That'd be fun. No plans as of yet for Sunshine. But I will say I have thought about Odyssey, because I've done several full playthroughs. I've done like a couple of like any percent playthroughs of Odyssey on the channel. You know, just going up to Bowser and then ending. But I haven't gone beyond that, and it'd be fun maybe to see. And it's just in a single session. And it'd be fun to do like a more long-term thing where I went through like, you know, you can homing and attack the squids. I'm sure I can. Do I get anything for it? Don't post people throwing poop at bulls. That's, well, first off, I'm not gonna click the link, so I'm not gonna see it. You know, it's not gonna... So it's... Can he really homing attack these guys? I'm jumping in the air and hit next. It's like I can just regular attack them. Just a dead squid. I don't think I can homing attack them. I will say I've thought about Odyssey, you know. And maybe like after... Maybe like sometime in like towards the end of the year or something, a full-on Odyssey run will be the thing. You know, like going for all 900 whatever. Going for all 900 and whatever moons, you know? People throwing poop at bulls is an alternate way of saying bullshit? Huh. I guess. Hey, it's a ship. What's up, Captain?
Is this thing turned on? All passengers, please check in at the lobby desk. I'll be on board shortly.
I forget how this thing is structured. I remember... This is pretty much the space for this level, you know, this big cruise ship with all its, like, buildings internal and such. But I can't remember, like, how it gets you from mission to mission. How it gives you your objectives. If you, like, are bounced out to the world map each time, or if it's, like, the second DLC where it's all just a free roam, you know, going from one to the next thing. So, you know, let's just go ahead and wing it and see what happens. You know, that'll be the plan. Just see what happens. I don't know where I'm going. You know what? I have a thing. I have a hat for that. Points me in the right direction. More episodic than free roam. Okay, cool. It's a cool idea for a level, you know. It's like, well, I say idea for a level as if, you know, there's plenty of like boat levels in 3D platformers, right? I say there's plenty. Rusty Bucket Bay, is there any others? There's probably a Mario level that's a boat. Right? There's gotta be. There's gotta be.
Look at that ocean.
Why am I... Oh, I'm frozen. That's what's up with me. Ooh. Because I jumped in the water. Episode 2 might be the hardest. Well, let's we're currently on episode 1, so we'll get there in time. You're making a level themed around climbing a sunken boat? That's cool. In Mario Maker 1, the 5th world of my super world in that game was supposed to be a cruise ship level, but never really panned out. I ended up falling off Mario Maker and not finishing that super world, and only did one level of that world, which did get released around the time Mario Maker 2 got announced, and that sort of rejuvenated my interest in, you know, actually releasing the dang things. Oh, it's this way. Why not make an alt account and remake your Mario Maker 1 adventure?
Is now leaving. Please try not to fall off.
I could, but I feel like if you're making a Super World nowadays, there's a lot in Mario Maker 2 that's like specific to Mario Maker 2 that you ought to like, you know, include, right? You know, like slopes, for instance. Imagine a whole Super World with no slopes whatsoever, and no 3D world either. And also, the worlds were 3 levels each, or 4 levels each, rather than, you know, what is the standard now in Mario Maker 2, you know, by the nature of the world map editor. I suppose I could just, like, add another, like a 3D world level in each world, and, you know, make it sort of like a enhanced port, you know. But, honestly, where the fuck am I going? But honestly, I feel like it's fine to leave those levels in the past. I have given thought to a bunch of Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3 don't have slopes or don't use them. I guess it would feel correct, but, you know, I have a lot of, like, I have a lot of, like, New U levels as well in there, in that Super World. And also, I do think, like, my new Super World is, like, a much better. And I think I've improved as a maker.
Something that looks like this? Well, have I seen that? Thinking very hard.
Oh, yeah? Right there. Oh, crap!
Oh, I remember. We broke one of those and hid it from the captain. He wouldn't be very happy if he knew we made a mess. We tried to clean it up, but we didn't do a very good job, and we lost some of the pieces.
Just give me the pieces. You lost them? Oh, no. Well. There's one in every room. Okay. So we're just gonna tour around and find each of the dealy-doos. Cool, yeah. Glass shards time. Perfect. 1 out of 11. Jeez, that's a lot of parts. That's a lot of parts right there. A lot of rooms in this this place, I suppose. Well, we better get used to like navigating this area, because we'll be doing this a lot. You know, there are a lot of we'll be here until we're done, I think. I reckon I'll be able to do a whole seal the deal in one. You know, there's only five timepieces here, and that's a lot less than Yakuza, which I did in one session. So honestly, we might have a
bit down on something hard.
Okay, thank you.
Mafia bit down on something hard.
Might have a shorter stream than usual. Okay, we gotta take this to the kitchen. Hey. Is this the way to the kitchen? Oh, crap. Went entirely the wrong direction there. Alright, there's the shard. And also I can use the thing. The hat to find my way around to the timepieces. What? I need some detergent? Eh? Oh. Follow the thing on the screen. Easy.
These towels are... I'm supposed to be working, but it's...
Oh, yeah? No, this is not what I need. I need this here. Ah, bath bomb. Okay.
Or
Cool. 4. Perfect. Let's do a card. Why am I wet? Because I went in the wash and now my hair is all blue. It's a good look, honestly. Card. We'll finish Stella of the Theater. World Die Star. A good show about, a really good show. I'll say a really good show. About, some girls who just want to be like, you know, stars of the stage, basically. They go to, like, join a, performing arts troupe thing. And, you know, they, perform good and put on, like, plays and stuff. And I'll say, like, one of the best things about it, which is, you know, worth applauding, worth lauding, is that they are very good at, like, conveying, like, all the thought that goes into a performance. You know, as they do their performances, it's very easy to follow along and go like, okay, I see... I see, like, why this performance is good. I see why this is, performance is bad, etc., etc.
It is why I...
And also, I will say... Here we go. Yay! I will say that they have some, a thing about the show is that everyone has, all the performing girls have, like, weird superpowers, basically, that help them perform good, which is a weird idea, and mostly it's just used to, like, add some flair to the show, except for the main character, whose superpower lets her have... Her superpower is, it's just an additional girl who is like her best friend, which is interesting. She basically has like a girl who is not, who is like not quite material, you know. She's not quite she's kind of a ghost girl who is just like a part of her power, which is reasonably interesting. She's a fun character, and they use that for the good ends as far as the plot goes. Down to smooch.
Thank you for kissing my ouchiness. I feel better already.
Good use of the emote system, which otherwise is a little bit, you know, unnecessary. Is there one in here? Maybe this one counts as that. Bunch of airships in the Mario game, but a strange lack of grounded ships. Paper Mario has a couple of grounded ships. Thousand Year Door does as well. As far as ships that are like, in water, like Thousand Year Door, there's the whole pirate area, and that pirate area has a lot of fun ships in it, you know? Forgot about the RPG games. I think Mario and Luigi also has a couple of... There's the part where there's a sunken ship and you do like... There's a ship in the desert. And then it gets to the ocean and then it sinks. Spoilers for Mario and Luigi, the first game. It's... You won't remember by the time you play it. God, part of me right now is just like... Ascent, ascent, ascent. I can use ascent to get up there. People didn't like copy cryosis from like Breath of the Wild, but I can see them copying ascent because it's a fucking cool power. Maybe the thing about ascent would be that it would be hard to get working bug-free, you know, for anyone other than the team at Nintendo. You know, it's sort of a incredibly impressive thing that they got it working at all. For anyone else, it's gonna be nigh impossible. Anyway, Stella of the Theater, really enjoyed it. I will say I think it's fucking great. The drama is great. The characters are fun. It's a little bit slice of lifey. And whenever they do performances, it's clear, like, what makes a good one, what makes a bad one, and, you know, the performances are pretty fucking good. You know, you'll watch them and you'll be like, oh yeah, the characters, they're, like, performing, and I believe that this is a really good play, you know? It's like they put in the show, it's sort of a thing where, in a lot of shows, right, one problem I believe that they can easily fall into is like, oh, you know, we got this character who's, like, supposed to be really smart, but then you hear them talk and you go like, this character is not smart at all. This character is, not a genius. He is just sort of a rube. You know, and it's not the show isn't secretly saying he's a rube. The show is trying to say he's smart, but since the writer doesn't know how to write that and make it sound, you know, believable, you got, like, an issue buying into it, you know? And with another theater show, you could have that problem, you know? You could say, like, oh, you know, these are supposed to be the most talented girls ever, but then you see their play and it's just uninspired, you know? And you're like, well, these are the best girls in the world? I don't really believe that. That can't be right. But in this case, it is pretty believable that these ones would be the stars of stage. I think that one sort of it sort of started later in the season. I feel like it was not picked up by a lot of people. I'll say again, Stella of the theater, full marks, you know. This seal has a shard. Wonder if the new 2D Mario game will have a grounded ship. It could have a grounded ship and just, like, make it so that it, like, yeah, there totally could be a grounded ship. Hey, nice. We got it. I could see a grounded ship being in Mario, and then, you know, for the wonder, it could be like, oh, it suddenly floods, and now the ship is at sea. You know, suddenly the ship, everything is moving. You know, all the ships and all the speedboats and stuff. There's speedboats and regular boats, and we're all just sort of like, you know, being carried out to sea with the ships, and maybe they're like jostling around a bit since, you know, they're being carried up the sea and all. I could see something like that. This level has perhaps quite possibly the hardest non-Death Wish stage. Oh, jeez. We'll see about how that goes then. We got 2 rooms left here in this first level. And the casino. What's beneath the casino?
You're feeling lucky.
Did we go into the room behind them? I don't think we did. Oh, this is like the engine room. I bet you through here is the last of them. Oh, wait, no. We should probably go through here anyway. Ah, here we are back in the kitchen. It's interesting how this world feels like it'd be made into a Sonic Adventure 1 stage, using both Sonic and Knuckles. You mean how it's based on like a little bit of a shard hunt, like Knuckles levels are? But we're zombies again. Not in here, is it? Wait a minute. What's this door? There? I think it's up here and then through that door over there. This looks right. Yep, the balloons kind of feel like homing attack things. Ah, well, there's balloons in the rest of the game as well. Oh, there it is. There we go. First timepiece in the books. Now, you have said two things about... Hey, look at this. We found a bathroom rift token. Cool. You have said two things about hard levels. You said this one has the hardest level in the game. And also... Non-Death Wish, anyway. And also, that level 2 is the hardest one. Is that right? Well, sounds like, that one's the next one, isn't it? Well, we'll do our best here. Well, bam! There's the first one. Yes and no. Okay, so... I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. Hardest one... Oh, it's a time rift. Oh, okay. Also, you did say possibly, so you did hedge a little bit. So it's okay to be wrong, because you said possibly. Well, we'll see. Well, okay. Don't go into the thing. We're staying here. I can make this. I mean, like I've said, we don't need to do any relics here. You know, they're all... The relic ones are unnecessary to us. Do I have most of the relics, though? I wonder. If I had most of the relics, maybe that would change things, you know? Why can you equip weapons? I don't know that there are any other weapons you can equip. Well, it looks like my relic inventory is full. Not gonna worry about it. Like I've said, we're sealing the deal, and that's it. There's a weapon you can buy in one of the DLCs. Oh, okay. Oh, probably in the other one where there's all the shops. The mods can give you unique weapons as well. Oh, okay, okay. Cool. Ship shape. What, perchance, Pertel, is the plot here? I wonder. Take a drink. Lost up. Let's talk to them.
Hi, miss. How can I... Oh? There's
Yeah.
something you want to...
That's mine.
The captain lets us pick something from it if we work very, very hard. Maybe
All
he
right.
will help. But you'd have to ask him nicely. Just follow the mess to his room.
The mess. It's a good idea to have a bunch of, like, luggage as, like, platforming things in here. You know, gives you the right vibes of, like, oh yeah, they're... What the... Okay. Maybe a little bit of loading there. Seemed like it stopped for a hot second. He's, like, over here. Right? Yeah, right here. I think. Yep. Hey, buddy.
What's that, pup? You want to help out? Huh. Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Maybe something will get done around this mess of a boat for once.
Yep.
Be a first. All
Okay.
right. You'll need to deliver drinks, some food, and a few other things. and do it
Oh.
quick. And there are some other jobs that'll need doing, so pay attention. Are you ready to start?
Okay.
Good. You can start by getting rid of...
I have a time stop hat. Wait, are we on a timer? It doesn't look like we're actually on a timer here. Also, we can't stop time and deliver food, so... I don't see a timer, so... Oh, did I lose the food because I did a dive? Makes sense. Delivery? All right. Yep, see Daisy. I got a trash bin. And I'm going to bring it to the oven to cook or something. I don't... What? Why am I throwing away... Well, maybe... Ah, okay. So after I get, like, one of these objectives, it sort of, like, starts a timer to deliver it. So that's how it works. Okay. So there is a little bit of a limit, of a time limit, maybe just on a task-by-task basis. And you can see there's like, it's like ticking down over there. Like, you know what? Let me move myself over to the... I'm just noticing this, like, on the very last installment of this. But the life is totally right where my camera was. How did I get the fuck... What? Huh? Was I here? Okay. Where the hell is the food? Ah, there it is. Okay, here's a dolly. It's a weird one. So basically, we just need to follow the arrows around, and it'll point us to where we need to go. What we need to do. Next. The next step is, you know. Okay, follow the arrows. Bath bomb. Where does this bear go? And I have like one more... Fuck. One more anime to, there's someone who needs to eat, but I don't know where their food is. Go up here. There's one more anime I need to talk to and go over. But let's wait until we're out of this part because it seems Like, you know, a lot going on right now. I want to focus on the game before I talk to the last. I'm going entirely the wrong direction. Fuck do I get up there? Here? There's no doors up here. There is Chinese food. How do I get up there? Well, I get up there! Where door? Door, I need door. Their door. Ah, geez, this doesn't freeze time. Okay, so he gets mad if I don't do a thing. It doesn't like, it's not like an immediate fail. Okay, cool. So is yellow like delivering something, or is yellow like... Oh, that's trash. That's not food to deliver. Ow. Okay, we got a guy. Okay. Elevator, cool. Yellow might be the ones with a longer timer. Oh. Oh, it's a baby. Deliver the baby. Drinks. There you go. I feel like some of these should be worth more, but I guess it's not optional like which ones you do and which ones you don't do. So I need to go back under. Follow the arrows. What? Go across the water? Why? What's over here? Well, where go? What? Huh? Oh, door here. Under. You should explore the ship a bit. I explored the ship a bit already. Ship explored. Ow. Okay, I just need to do 6 more things without, you know, dying, and also not doing Checkpoint? Did I have a checkpoint? Checkpoint, please?
What's that, pup? All right. Oh, good. You can stop.
Oh. That's not good. Well, I know now where, like, this is going. I guess I don't know where this is going. I thought the trash was over this way. Wasn't the trash over here? Where's the trash? Where's the trash? Why isn't it on my... Where? Why trash? Motherfucker. I have trash in my hand. Where's the garbage? Give me the fucking garbage. God damn it. Not hard. Oh, is that the garbage? Why does it have the food or icon on it? Okay. We took some damage, but we can get that back. God damn fucking... God damn it. God damn it! Okay, that one goes here. This one is food to be eaten. And... this one also is food to be eaten. I feel like every mission you get should give you like 1 life. Like that would be like the least they could do. You know, like how a coin in Mario. When you do a coin in Mario, it gives you a life. Fuck is this? This list has somewhat of a life system for some of the missions. Hey, buddy. See, you have some trash for me? Let's go and do this. I have no idea where this one that I have goes. Well, I wish it was clearer, like where you can go to like drop things off versus pick things up, because I think it does, one from the other is important, you know? Okay, go. Let's deliver. That one. The green. Ha ha! Must be the deliver the box. I don't know why it took so long to appear.
Thank you, miss.
There you go. I need to feed. I have a fucking plate on me, but no one to give it to. Why? It's weird. Take these 2. Okay, deliver that there. And really? Okay. This is not the way. It's telling me not to go this way. Wait, this is where I came from. Go fucking figure. lose all your lives, you have to wait a few minutes, is how it works in the Death Wish mode. Wait. This is the first time I've lost something this thing, and it seems like he's... Did the damage from the previous things count towards this run? What the fuck? We started from 0 this time. How is that fair? That can't be what happened. That has to be like the... It must be building up, not like going down. If it is going down, I'll be very annoyed considering... Okay. What? Where the fuck is... What's with this routing? Am I good on health? I guess I am. Routing, make up your mind. Fucking arrows, man. Okay, we just need 3 more left. 3 more of the things. Oh, go this way. Follow the line. Okay. You can cancel all fall damage with a quick dive. Huh. What? God damn, I wish this stopped time. While you were doing hat stuff. Where now? What's with this camera? Come on. Can't see shit. Wasn't it telling me to go here? Now it's telling me to go this way. Oh, is this how we get the captain?
Thank you, miss.
One more. And you know what? If that captain has just like another bit of trash, that's easy enough to deliver. We just have to not die. Oh, the umbrella also cancels all fall damage, you know.
Attention, this is your captain speaking. You can stop now, pup. Come back to control, I guess.
Okay, good. Just teleports you.
Well, looks like you actually cleaned up more mess than you made, pup. That's more than most of the team manage. Help yourself to something from the lost and found. Nobody ever comes back for that stuff anyway.
Cool. I'm gonna move back over here. Whatever. If health is relevant, I'll move to show y'all, but it's not usually that relevant. No. Maybe a fight, maybe something of the sort. I like being in this corner. Is the thing. Why didn't they make the umbrella work as a glide? I like the risk-reward of having to use the dive, you know, to get across gaps. You know, it's fun to just, like, basically hurl yourself horizontally as your main move. Like, that is fucking great, you know? And I think it's great that they went with that as their, like, main tech. You know, it's fun. It's a fun-feeling way to do 3D platforming. But, you know, I also think that there are games with some, you know, hover moves that are fun, like the flappity flap, the flip flap, whatever, and then Banjo, for instance, is awesome. Also, wait. So there's five time shards here. Just 1, 2, and 3 as far as the main ones go. I guess some of them must be like riffs as well. Okay. Well, I tell you, not that long. Let me do that card real fast. The last of the anime I finished. Finished Golden Kamuy Season 4. 5 out of 5. That was great. Continues It took a while to finish because it turned out like it started like last year, in fact. Golden Kamuy. Oh, you think we're doing Titanic? Oh, maybe. Whoa, yeah, that's icebergs right over there. Golden Kamuy, I'll say, fantastic 4th season. Took a while to come out because in the middle of production, apparently, like in the middle of like it airing even. A key staff member died, which unfortunately delayed it by 6 months, but it finally went up back on the air and finished, and it was fucking good. I thought it was a really fun season, and a really interesting one as well. The party, the main group, is back together, but there's still so many side groups that they have to split time between. It's kind of a shame we don't get that much time with the main crew, but all the stuff that they show is very interesting and fun and weird in all the ways that you expect from Golden Kamuy. It's sort of a period piece taking place around like the 1900s, turn of the century, around the time where in Hokkaido, which at the time was being like sort of integrated into Japanese society, and the native people, the Ainu, their culture was sort of being squashed. And you know, it's like the previous seasons. It's very interesting to learn about the Ainu and their relationship with, like, you know, their neighbors to the north as well, Russia and all, as well as their relationship with Japan as a whole. And yeah, it's real neat. And I'll say there were scenes in there that were fucking weird, which is kind of what you want. There's some weird like sexual stuff in Golden Kamuy, but like sexual in like a weird way. You know, not necessarily like trying to be like a fan service, but just between like, you know, these dudes, sometimes they have their dicks out, and it's a whole thing. You know, apparently there's a famous thing like Golden Kamuy, like the mangaka put out like, yeah, here's all the characters ranked in order of dick size, you know, dick length and all. So this character has the biggest dick. This character has the littlest dick, and fucking he just put it out there, apparently, which is, you know, hey, or I actually don't know what the gender of the person who writes Golden Kamuy, whoever they are, they put it out there, which I'll say it's in line with the character of the show. I'll say like, look at, whoops, got where I was in my thing. There's a scene in the last episode which is a type of fight I've never seen before, and it's this scene. I'm not going to say much more about it, but if you've seen it, like, holy shit. Like, they did some shit. It's just like, okay, what the fuck? Oh my god, they're doing it. I don't think I've ever seen an anime do what they did last episode. Like, just showing... I'll say this. They showed jizz. There was cum. It came out. It was active. It was in play. And it was a fight as well. It was weird, man. The show is weird and it's good and I like it. And it's apparently they announced the next season is the last season, so that's great. Looking forward to seeing how that all concludes. Anyway, that's the anime. That covers the anime that I've finished over the last couple of days. Since Friday. I believe that's what, 4 shows? 4 shows on Friday, for Friday shows anyway. I actually didn't get to them until like Saturday, and maybe even Sunday in some cases. Geez, I think most of them were on Saturday. I did them on Saturday. 4 on Friday shows, 3 Saturday shows, 1 Sunday show, and 1 Monday show. And there's 2 shows that are Monday shows that have finished that I have to still watch, but, I decided to do the stream instead. I gotta pick my battles. And I picked the one that had some weird stuff in it that was that I knew how I thought about it. 5 out of 5. Good shit. Also, really fucking great action. And since it shows you like stuff from each of the parties, basically Golden Kamuy is like a big treasure hunt. They're all looking for gold in Hokkaido, and there's like multiple parties looking for it, and since you spend a little time with each of them, when they come into conflict and they actually fight and kill each other and it gets all bloody and shit, it's like, ooh, I'm invested. Like, I kind of care about all these characters that are fighting to the death here in the scene. If any of them die, it's gonna affect me, I'm gonna feel it, which is a bit fun. The main character is like Immortal Sugimoto is what he's called, and he just is a juggernaut, and he's really good, and we like him. As well as he has there's also an Ainu girl who is like his guide to Hokkaido, but also she's just a really great character in and of herself as well. Let's do this.
Captain, relax. The SEALs can handle things for a minute. Hopefully they've learned not to mess with the steering wheel by now.
Oh, you know what? We need to go crash this ship into the ice. That's what we need to do right here. I figured it out. I'm surprised there were only 2. But actually I did remember it only being like a 3, having 3 timepieces. I might have only played the 3 of them that are like mainline here when I played it like originally. And I was like, okay, that's kind of underwhelming. As DLCs go. What? Getting a little framey there, but okay. In fairness, I am running OBS at the same time. It might be like competing for resources or something. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and take us in. Steady as she goes. Oh, that's fun. We going somewhere in particular?
Hand me that Mach 3, straight for an iceberg.
Hell yeah. Alright, second star on the left and straight on till morning. Like Star Trek. I watched, apparently it's on, like, Amazon Prime for a bit. I watched, like, an episode of that, a random episode, specifically, of that, Brave New World show. I don't know, it kind of seems boring to me. Doesn't seem as good as, like, any of the original ones from the 80s or 90s. I'd rather watch a Voyager episode, and I'll say I honestly I love Voyager, so that's not like a condemnation, but if I were to watch some Star Trek, I'd rather watch something from like Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, or Voyager than Brave New Days or whatever.
Remaining voyage, too. Won't take more than a few minutes for all this to hit the seafloor, I think. Well, you might want to get to a lifeboat, pup.
I remember this level being really cool. This like... Whoa, why is it... Okay. It sort of like hitched up for a second there. Are we saving all these like all these guys? It's getting a little hitchy on my PC, not gonna lie to you. And I'm sure y'all are noticing it as well. I mean, it's happening in the original game. It's not like OBS chugging. I think you can maybe see like my lips moving, even if it is chugging. And that's how you can know it's not like OBS getting framey. But the game itself. Which, I'd rather it be. I'd rather it be the game. It's interesting that all these have like some elements of like, oh, you can get multiple guys at once if you want to like risk it. It'll be like sort of wobbly if you do that, but there's a little bit of nice risk reward here. It's a good design. And also, it's true, these guys are cute. This door not opening. Okay, let's go back to the lifeboats then. Cool level. Do another card while I'm heading back. Thinking about the remaining spring anime and also how summer anime starts on Saturday. Yeah, so like a bunch of shows are starting like next Saturday, and then just every day from then on has like anywhere from 1 to a half dozen, new shows that start. Now, of course, not all of them are going to be good, and I'm sure I'll watch. I tend when an anime season hits, I watch at least one. I say at least part of one episode of each show until either I find out they're good and I stick with it, or I find out they're bad and I don't want to watch anymore, in which point I just go like, haha, okay, I'm gonna write some stuff explaining like why this is bad, and then I'm gonna move on, And that'll be a bit of fun, and I'll say, kind of convenient that it just so happens to be like, turn of the month, start of the month, because I have a bunch of time off next week, so I'll have all the time in the world to watch all the new shows, think a bit about them, and then, still do streams at like regular times. And I'll say like the week after, I'm gonna be going on a bit of a trip, so I'll be gone for a few days there, so won't necessarily be able to do, quite the normal schedule entirely, but for a couple days there, it will be very convenient, the timing of it. Okay, I think we go this way. Nice. For this season, there are only so many shows left. And I'll say, like, we are over the hump here. What? Hello? Okay, it's cool. I wasn't stuck there. It just looked like I kind of was. Anyway, point is, over the hump now. Most shows from this season are done and in the books. Have review scores, have, you know, I've already appraised them, I'm done with them. And, you know, there are still, like, something like 8 or 9 shows left for me to finish, but, you know, there's a lot fewer than we started with, and, like I said, over the hump. And I think, like, from here until Thursday, there's, like, at least 1 show ending per day. And I think the last one to end is next Monday, as far as shows from this season that aren't continuing into next season. As far as that goes, hey, we saved the guys. Now to do another, save some more guys. Perfect, okay. As far as shows that are not going on to next season, did he say booyah? As far as shows that are not going on in next season, you know, of which there's one that's continuing on for what it's worth. There's just a handful of them left to do, and the last one will finish next Monday, which will be the last one will be Insomniacs After School, which I'll say is like one of my favorites of the season. Like, after this stream, I'm definitely gonna watch tonight's episode of Insomniacs After School. That's gonna be like the last thing I do before I go to sleep tonight. You know, I found it to be a very good, like, cool down. Hey, this isn't a fucking seal. Fucking mafia man in a jar. Okay. Oh, we have 3 life right now, by the way. You know what? I'll move myself back to this corner here, so y'all can see the life. If ever I were to get like a green screen situation, you know, which would be like a, wouldn't be a thing for here. This couch setup doesn't really allow for a green screen behind it. It would kind of just be in the middle of the room, which would be awkward. But if ever, you know,
Whoa, you're like pretty strong, huh?
Yeah. If ever I were to move, and, you know, I would like to move sometime in the next, year or so. Whenever I am to move, I guess I would try to maybe do like a streaming setup where there'd be a wall behind me and I can just put a green screen, like, you know, not on the wall, but like in front of the wall, I suppose. Something like that would be very reasonable. Anyway, well, that's not a seal either. I thought you weren't supposed to be here, or was it the other? Was it the penguin who wasn't going to be here? Who remembers? No. One more here in this block, and he is way up there. Wait a minute. Dude. What? Don't I need to rest? Dude, what are you doing? Go to the boat. I mean, I'm grateful y'all are pointing me in a direction. Which, hang on. What the fuck you mean go that way? Shouldn't you be like evacuating? I need to go that direction. Actually, fella. Here we go. It was DJ Grooves who couldn't show up? Okay. Who I say couldn't. Wasn't here, yes. More precisely. Okay. Huh. Guess maybe these guys don't mind like being in the water so much. But some of them do want to get out of here. I mean, I know where he is, but I don't know how I get. Maybe I follow these dots, you know. One more piece of follow-up. Follow up on those new fancy earplugs. Yeah, I've been using them for the last little while, and they've been quite nice. Basically, they're non-disposable earplugs, and I've been putting them in all the time, not just to sleep, but you know, for other things. Like, I've been finding them really good for like blocking out disruptive bass when I'm just like trying to watch my own TV. You know, it'll like make it so all I can hear is my own local TV, which is ideal. Honestly, I'm quite enjoying just being able to like at a moment like shut off anything. And by the way, they look like yeah, I forgot which thing I was in on my stream deck. They look like this, basically. Just a little loop with the thing in the middle of it to make it like stand out. I bought those extra, and I'm pretty satisfied with them. Though I don't think they actually do anything to the sound muffling quality, but they're still pretty sweet to look at and make it a lot easier to find them. Anyway, but it's just been enjoying putting them in, and I don't think I can get up there. I'll say they've been very useful whenever I have like whenever I want to just like have some silence, you know, and just focus on a thing, you know. In a lot of cases, like through the previous like the anime stuff that I was you know, talking through, right? A lot of times when I go to write up a review of whatever it is I was watching, you know, I am more often than not these days just like putting in the earplugs so I can write up the review without hearing anything else, you know, sort of like gets rid of all distractions for me, which is just really nice and lovely. How the fuck do I get over there? Get up there, I mean. before I always had a problem, you know, it's just like, okay, well, I finished the show, I want to write up the review without, you know, just post haste, right? But also, I don't want to just, you know, hear stuff outside that's going to annoy me as I work. So, you know, do I put on like some music or something? You know, I suddenly have to find my. I previously found myself having to source some music before I could, like, you know, get some work done on, like, writing out like the reviews for Anilist.com for these animes and such. And oh, okay, here's how you do it. And now I can just very, very easily pop in the earplugs and just not hear shit. And it feels really good to just be able to do that. Oh my god, no, no. Maybe that wasn't the answer after all. Wait, there's a whole bunch of doodads over here. Maybe this leads us to... No, this leads us to the guy who's pointing us completely the other way. Like, how does this help us get... At this point, I might as well just die and hope to respawn somewhere where we can get that guy on the way. Like, maybe that guy was inside before we got outside. Now it's just a little bit harder to get back to where he was. Anyway, would highly recommend, you know, being able to just shut out the world without necessarily using, like, you know, music or a podcast or something, you know, or a video. It's just really lovely to have something where it's not also contributing to, like, distraction, right? Like, that's the thing with, like, when I want to write a review, is like, okay, I need to focus, so I need to not have something that has that much of its own personality, you know, not that much of its own content to latch onto. Okay, here's where we started. Please tell me the guy was on the way. So, was the guy on the way? Like, once you left this area? Yeah, I think this is the guy we didn't get last time. Once you left that area, how would you even get back here? Pick that guy up. I think that's kind of a bummer right there. All right. Well, dying was about the best thing we could have done, it turns out. So, go figure. I'll say these earplugs, I don't think they're quite perfect compared to, like, the disposable ones that I had before, but they work well enough, and the fact that I don't have to worry about, like, putting them in, you know, I don't have to think about it. With other earplugs, like disposable ones, you do, once you put them in, the seal forms, and you really are encouraged to not take them out until such time as, you know, you're done with them. Whereas with these new ones, it's very much like,
Whoa, you're like pretty strong, huh?
With these new ones, it's not even a thing, you know. They're like headphones, you know. They're more like earbuds than like traditional earplugs. Which is to say, yeah, let's just put them in there whenever. We're gonna save him. He's not going down with it. That's silly. Yes.
I'm not gonna hang around a sinking ship. If you don't make it back quick, we'll leave without you.
Wait, so is the whole time pressure here just that? It's just that they're leaving? It's not even anything to do with, like, you know, to deal with, like, the fact that it's not anything to do with, like, the ship is going to explode in 40 seconds. It's like, nah, your ride's leaving in 40 seconds. That's the only thing. Because you've been here for, like, an hour. Like, a half hour already. Why would...
Where's the lass?
You got 30 seconds.
Come on, get over.
We got 30 seconds, my man. You chill the fuck out. Cool your ass. Oh, we got 60 seconds now. Where's the checkpoint?
Don't wait up for me, pup, miss.
Okay.
Wait, lass, where are you going? You want to save him? I'm not gonna hang around a sinking ship. If you don't make it back quick, we'll leave without you.
Alright, so let's do this. So there's basically just two areas here. The first area and the second area. And now, for the last thing, you do go from Area 1 to Area 2, etc. You go from Area 2 to Area 1 and then back. Good. You know, it's a final challenge that makes sense. It's well constructed. I guess the question then, where does this stand in the pantheon of levels? Well, it has the least, the shortest, like, main quest of any level, right? Just 3. And, you know, those 3 are a bit more annoying, I think, than, like, any other levels challenges, just because it's, you know, it is the... You're not going to this gap because this guy is so fucking big. I can't get that heart. Yes, I can. This way.
Let go of me. Leave me be, pup.
Also, there are perfectly good other hearts nearby. Alright, we have 41 seconds.
How are you so strong?
Pretty good at this. You guys should really evacuate the other seals. Like, just hanging around to point me in the right direction? That's weird. Also, am I going the right way? Wait. No. I think I got turned around. Where am I going? Okay, here we go. Here's the exit. We got 6 seconds left to make it. No. I can slow down time if that helps. Fuck. The seals are fine. They can survive on their own or have their... God
Don't wait up for me.
damn it!
This is
Use the running badge if you want to run
Boss,
faster.
Where are you going? You want to save him? I'm not gonna hang around a sinking ship. If you don't make it back quick, we'll leave without you.
Okay. The key there was don't get lost. We got lost that time, so... It has an actual effect. Wait, time... Where's my fucking... You're saying time stop does not. Does... Time stops... The timer seems to be moving a little slower. When I use it. I think it actually does have an effect. It's just like not the most dramatic one. Okay.
Alas, the ship is come.
Put me down, pup.
Wait a minute. Why did it point me in the wrong fucking direction? Unless this is a faster way to go. Like, start me pointed in the direction of the thing. You know, the direction to go. Camera. Garbage! Ah! Another card. How many systems do y'all have connected?
Wait, lass, where are you going? You want to save him? I'm not gonna hang
I saw someone saying that they don't think that most people have, you know, such a console as the GameCube connected. You know, talking about the, like, Pikmin re-releases and such, or like a Wii. And I'll say, I totally have a GameCube connected as well as a Wii U at all times. And I did so, like, you know... Right. I did so since before I did any sort of streaming whatsoever, so it's not strictly a matter of, like, you know, stream, I needed more things, you know. Trebek is saying that he has a Switch and just a Switch and PS5. Dang, man, you live clean. I got the GameCube, the Wii U, the Switch, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and technically the PC, but you know, thing. There's a specific button that lets you change hats instead of the D-pad.
Get over here, lassie.
Yeah, but I don't know. Pulling up the whole radial menu, it just feels...
Put me down, pup.
It still takes me a second to, like, figure out which one is which. Looking at the thing. Especially because, you know, with random hat flares, they look different, you know? Like, it's not exactly, like, obvious which one is which at a glance. Fortunately.
Let go of me. Leave me be, pup.
How you doing, Trebucket? We are finishing up Seal the Deal. This is the finale of Seal the Deal, which is the DLC for this you know, Hat in Time. This was the first DLC, but it's much harder than the second DLC, so it's sort of the last thing the game expects you to do, I think. The basic idea of it. The running is good, but it takes away your double jump.
Put me down.
Let me do the time stop. Wait. Oh, I didn't switch. because I... reasons. Hey, I'm here, let's go. You can disable it before
Why
jumping.
wouldn't you just let me go down with my ship? Well, I can't drown, but at least I could pretend for a bit.
Well, shit, that's funny.
Although, without me, this crew will never be able to get the lifeboats to shore. Fine.
Yeah.
Crew, let's go home.
I guess we wasted a bit of time saving him.
Like, thanks, dudette. I totally didn't see this coming.
I guess also the seals can't drown either.
Thank you, lass. The little ones haven't learned to swim yet.
Hopefully
Oh,
our
yeah?
insurance covers this. Anyway, I can't give out refunds, but it looks like there's something shiny on that iceberg over there. Huh. Funny how our ship crashed right next to it.
You've been playing RE4 Remake, Trebucket? Got to meet the famous merchant?
It's all yours, pup.
Have you played that game before? Or is that first time? I've never played it myself. Not really played, not really much of a survival horror fella. First time experiencing it? Oh, that's cool. People, they say the world about that game. Say the world about that game? People love that game, you know? Well, we just about did everything we set out to do, but there is still at least one. I believe there's gonna be a comment here, right? Yes, a time rift. Now, I believe this will be the last one that we get during this playthrough. And you know what? That's easy, I know where that is. And you know what? Look at the count. We're at 50. That's the perfect number to end at. Even though there's others we're not gonna get. I'm just not very interested in going and hunting down the purple ones and doing all the relics. Nah, just... that seems like it could get tedious. I don't know where they all are. And, seems to me we could spend like another stream or two hunting all those down. And I'm just ready to move on. So let's do this last one. You're gonna head out, Bingo. You have a good one. We will do this last time rift, and then, I do believe we will end the stream. A nice short one for the final A Hat in Time stream. I'm gonna hop into ship shape so that we have a good place to find it from. You know, because it sort of puts you into the world. Starts you on the ship in this one. And lets you run around a bit without activating the thing, I reckon. I didn't make that many cards. Most of them were for the anime that I finished the last over the weekend and such. So, I think this will be like the last or second to last card. Quick games I've been playing update. Tears of the Kingdom and Marvel Snap. Sort of want to, like,
You're feeling lucky.
sort of want to give these games a rest as far as, like, yeah, we've been talking about them, like, non-stop. You know, Marvel Snap, I feel like, look, I'm always playing Marvel Snap, but, and so, like, I don't always need to discuss it, but there was stuff where I could not bring it up this stream. I'll start with Tears of the Kingdom. I'm pretty close to getting all the fucking shrines in that game. I am 8 shrines away now. I have them all mapped. They're all on the ground, and I know where each of them is. I just have to figure out how to get to them. You know, how to get to where they are in whatever cave or whatever side mission that they're present in. I just need to figure that stuff out, and, pretty soon here, it's gonna be 100% as far as shrines go. I'll probably continue on with, like, you know, I haven't gotten all the Sage's Wills, or honestly, I've gotten like 5 of them out of 20, so a lot of Sage's Wills for me to get. And also a lot of side quests as well. So by no means am I done with the game, but, you know, nearing at least shrine completion, which feels pretty fucking good. I don't think I actually did that in the original Breath of the Wild, you know, sort of petered out before that. Got to ones that were too tough or whatever the fuck, hard to find. You know, with Breath of the Wild, there was not a way to figure out. You got 6, one ahead of me then. Or maybe 2, I'm not sure. At least I have 5, I might have 6 as well. Don't quote me on that. I know I don't have enough for another turn-in, let's say that. With Tears of the Kingdom, there's a pretty easy way to, like, figure out where all the shrines are. You know how if you played the game and you realize a thing. But in Breath of the Wild, it was a lot more hard to find every single shrine, you know? To like, figure out each location, and I think that's part of what's pushing me over to doing all of them. I think also it's a much better game, so, you know, that's fun. It's through there. It's in here, the shrine, the thing. Of Marble Snap, I'll say this. I've been playing, this deck, you know, this high evolutionary deck. Which, basically is a high evolutionary deck. High evolutionary evolves your vanilla cards into having really, really strong abilities to synergize with each other. And also I add a couple cards on top of that, which I enjoy playing and have been pretty good for me. And I'll say, I am higher ranked than I've ever been in Marble Snap. I am at rank 93. Like, really fucking close to infinite. Closer than I've ever been, and goddamn, if I'm not sitting here thinking like, man, I make it to infinite this season in the next week or so. If I continue like chugging along and gain more than I lose, then yeah, it looks like I will. And I have the overpoweredness of high evolutionary to thank for that, I will say. Oh hell, this looks like a, you know what? This looks like a suitable last challenge to me, let's say. But yeah, that's coming along really well. Part of me is thinking like, man, if I'm really close to infinite on like Thursday, what if the Thursday stream was Marvel Snap trying to get to infinite, you know? If I could get to infinite for the first time and have that first time be on stream, that sounds pretty cool for me. I will say, you know, I haven't really changed my deck at any point since I put it together because, you know, it's working so far, even if it's not really ideal. Honestly, it's not really an optimized deck or nothing. But it's working, so whatever. But, you know, now that I'm in the 90s, I am running into decks that are, like, properly optimized and shit. They're like properly optimized and feel like, you know, like, oh crap, well this is a much more overpowered way of playing this, you know. A lot of people playing high evolutionary with Lockjaw, which is, turns out, yeah, it's fucking strong, isn't it? Of course it would be. Like, high evolutionary's cards are really strong to begin with, and with Lockjaw you can just get them basically for free, so yeah, I can see why that works so well. What the hell? Oh, was I trying to get here? Huh. So anyway, what? Oh, here we go. So anyway, that's been coming along. Been having a good time. Doing better than I ever have before in that game. It'd be cool if I could get to infinite, you know, to like the... Basically, the way the game works is that you gamble cubes on every game, and at rank 100, it goes, you get to infinite status, and then you can't lose cubes no more. And it's like a big... It's like the maximum you can go. And like the biggest prestige honor, you know? And it resets every month, so, you know, you don't have infinite time to get to there. You know, every month you're put back like 30 ranks, and you have to start to climb all over again. But you get a card back to celebrate, and also, you know, like the kudos, which, yeah. I would like to, if possible, not modify my deck to do it, which again looks like this. Though I have given thought to like adding in like a sunspot, since it synergizes well with like unspent energy, or maybe something else of the sort, you know. Maybe some other cards would fit in there nicely. I don't want to do Lockjaw. I feel like that's just going like copying the thing I see. I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm into. Look at that. There's our 50th. We've done it. I don't want a remix. Okay, I'll take a different witch's hat. Maybe I should have taken the second one that it offered. I will say another thing right now that's out is that the DK64 randomizer had its update, so maybe Thursday we could do DK64 randomizer instead. You know, like version 2.0. That said, I'm not really all that interested in like the features that 2.0 has. So I don't know that that will be like the thing. Okay, and we can see here the other time rift here is the purple one. And like I said, the purple ones, we don't have to worry about those. They're not in our percent here. This is all blues percent now, all of a sudden. As of like, you know, when I decided I didn't want to go relic hunting. 50! Well, I think that's a satisfying number. I am satisfied. I have one more card. Follow up on some more things I noticed about the Wonder trailer. Couple things I wanted to mention as far as the Wonder trailer goes. Two things. One, I think that, you know, the animation where Mario goes like, yeah, as he's jumping, I think that happens on full jumps. You know, if you hold the button and it goes to his maximum height. So I think that's the differentiation between like the times when he's jumping and not doing it and the times where he does do it. Something like that. Or maybe when he's like running at full speed. Could be multiple things. My guess is full jump versus not full jump, which I think is really neat to have like a literal... If that's the case, I think it's neat to have like literal like animation changes based on how high you're intending to jump. That seems like a really nice little piece of feedback for the player, and also explains why Peach and Toad have that animation. Yes, I think everyone has it. Everyone has it so long as they're doing a full jump. The other thing is, what was the thing I noticed? I said it on the Discord. It had something to do with, like, the... Let me see. What did I say? They changed the jump sound. Yeah, they changed the jump sound as well. It sounds a bit different if you listen closely. Like, and that's the case, actually, with a lot of sounds in Wonder. Like, they are just, like, not... being precious about the sounds that they've had for the last 20 years, which, hey, that's ballsy. I'll say it's ballsy, and you know, I appreciate it. Personally, if I were doing it, I'd be like, yeah, throw away the graphics and just redo those from scratch. But the sounds, they're good. They're tried and true. So, you know, maybe they're feeling a little bit like, no, we gotta get rid of everything. We gotta start fresh, which, you know, hey, I think that's cool. More power to you. More power to him, I suppose. All right, that is the end of Hat in Time. Now, I don't know yet what the plan is for Thursday will be. we sealed the deal. We got the time stop hat, and we got the rest of we got the rest of the timepieces that we had not gotten, other than the ones that have to do with relics, which again we're ignoring. We're not gonna worry about those. I'm satisfied with this playthrough. We're done here. Let me put up the schedule. I'll be back on Thursday with I don't know what. Maybe Marvel Snap. Maybe I'll try to get into Infinite live on air, or maybe we'll do DK64 randomizer if, like, say for example, I lose a bunch of games and fall out of the 90s, for instance, you know, or if I win a bunch of games and get into Infinite, there'll be no point to do a stream at that point unless I want to show it off and be like, hey, I'm in Infinite for the first time. How about that? Let's do some random wacky games now that there's no stakes whatsoever to playing, you know. Once you're in Infinite, you can no longer win or lose cubes, which means you can just do whatever the fuck you want and not have to worry about winning or losing. We'll think about it before Thursday. That's a couple of days from now. Friday will be viewer levels as normal. And the next playthrough, the next full playthrough, I said up top, it's going to be Wind Waker. Wind Waker HD. I also have Wind Waker not HD, but I'm playing HD. I think it's the better version. And, you know, look. We've done some silly things on this channel, and I did think for a hot second, what would it be like if I tried to play both of those games, both of those versions back to back at once? And then I thought to myself, that's the dumbest idea I've ever like mused about. Like, even dumber than the idea where there's a whole stream where I make clips from previous streams. Like, no, that's terrible. We can't do that. No fucking way. I won't allow it. And yeah, we're gonna do Wind Waker HD, and that'll be like, I'm gonna move to the other side, back to my normal, move back over here. That'll be like, I believe starting, let's start it next week, next Monday. But I will say we will probably also have a Tuesday stream next week, and maybe some other streams as well. I'm thinking about doing like, maybe at least 4 streams next week, considering that it is, I do have the time off, and the 4th of July is one of those days. So maybe we'll do Wind Waker July 4th stream, some other Thursday stream, and then viewer levels next week. That sounds like a good slate of streams. The week after will be a bit, won't have any streams for like a couple days there because I will be on a trip. We'll be going to Silver Dollar City. That'll be a bit of fun. But, you know, soon enough, the schedule will be back to normal, I am sure. Alright, that'll do it. Looking forward to those streams. Yeah, me too. It's nice to have a nice short one for a change. You know, not let myself get carried away. I say a nice short one. It went 3 hours. That's plenty long, honestly. About as long as a Friday stream goes. But at least it wasn't 4 or 5 or 6, let's say. It's early enough where I probably will go watch the rest of the Monday anime that finished, you know, today, and write up reviews of them before bed, which feels good. Actually, I probably have to do some work tonight as well. Not that I will tell, you know, no details about work stuff, but I probably need to do some work as well. Connect with some people, now that I'm thinking about it. No details there. That stuff is not for y'all to be concerned with. Alright, let me go ahead and set in the raid. Let me see who's doing something. I think Grub was doing, was gonna do a watch party. Is Grub... Did Grub do the watch party? What happened with that? Did that happen? Is that over? I think Jeff Grubb was going to watch Commando, do a watch party. Is that over? That might be over. Already over? Okay. Well, how about, let's see now. Let me see who's online and who's going. Anyone you want to go to, Tribucket? Any suggestions? I'll take a suggestion right now. I see that Glower is doing some Paper Mario speedrunning. That's always fun. Turtles and Chill? Who's doing Turtles and Chill? Turtles. Monday evening melatonin. Okay. Just like cool things. You know what? I'm gonna go with Glower tonight. Just because I that doesn't look like a live thing to me. I don't know if there's anyone there. I like to stream someone who is, you know, present, and you know, we'll see the raid go in. Personally, for me, that's like part of it, you know, part of the appeal. Okay, let's go ahead and set in the raid. The raid is set in, folks. Going to... I'm gonna pull it up on my my phone so I can watch along. You're welcome for the stream, everyone, and I will see you on Thursday. I don't know for what yet. And then on Friday for the normal viewer levels, whatever. I will say also, we are coming up on 500 followers on Twitch. Just 13 away from that, and when that hits, we'll do a rare, the Rare Roulette stream, which will be a whole stream where I play 7 games at once, switching between them randomly every minute or so, or minute or two. Every minute or two, randomly switching between the Donkey Kong Countries, the Banjos, and It's Mr. Pants. Crunchy's Revenge, one of them. TKC 123, Banjo-Kazooie 2E, Crunchy's Revenge, and It's Mr. Pants. If that gets hit next week while I'm on vacation, it might be on a weekday. Maybe we could do it on a weekday if that gets met then. Or, you know, we'll see. If it gets met any other time, we'll be on a Sunday, but we'll see. I'll see y'all on Thursday. Expect some special streams next week. Bye, folks. And Wind Waker, starting next week as well.